He always looked bigger than the moment. Welcome to the channel Fame Express, where familiar names sometimes reveal stories that reach far beyond what headlines choose to remember. Allen Iverson never felt like a typical athlete. Long before records and highlights became part of his legacy, there was something deeply human in the way he carried himself. He played with urgency, with emotion, with the kind of determination that made people feel they were watching more than basketball. People did not simply watch Allen Iverson. They felt him. For many fans, he represented something larger than sports. He looked like someone carrying every difficult lesson, every doubt, every challenge directly onto the court. There was an honesty in his presence. Even during his strongest moments, he never seemed carefully polished. And maybe that was the reason people connected to him so deeply. Life outside the spotlight has a way of becoming more complicated than the stories people tell about greatness. Success can arrive with applause and recognition, yet personal burdens do not always disappear when dreams become reality. Sometimes they simply change shape. Allen's journey carried victories that millions celebrated and hardships that asked quieter questions. There were moments of criticism, moments of pressure, moments where public conversations focused on what people believed they understood. Audiences often create simplified versions of complicated lives because simple stories are easier to hold. Real lives rarely work that way. Years pass differently for athletes. One day the noise of arenas surrounds you. The next day life becomes quieter, and silence has a way of introducing emotions that crowds often hide. Who are you when the game slows down? Who are you when people remember the highlights more than the person living beneath them? There is something emotional about watching time move forward around someone who once felt unstoppable. Not because greatness disappears, but because it reminds us that every public figure eventually returns to ordinary human realities. Allen Iverson's story was never only about basketball. It was about resilience. It was about carrying pressure without pretending it was light. It was about remaining yourself even when the world kept trying to define you differently. Perhaps that is why people still feel connected to him today. If Allen Iverson's journey meant something to you, share your thoughts below. Leave a like if this reflection stayed with you, and subscribe to Fame Express for more thoughtful stories about the people behind the public image.